Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with the truck that didn't fit into the beginner's truck, but it's sort of a beginner's truck in and of it to itself. And if you watched the last episode, you know what we're looking at here, of course. It is the Renault Magnum Excellence. Like I said, unique circumstances with this truck all around. Number one, its unique appearance. It's got an extremely tall but narrow cab. It's got a decent sized chassis though. It's actually surprisingly stable. You look at it, you think it would be pretty unstable, and it's not. It's actually a pretty stable truck. But again, it has the most unique look in the game, and it's the only truck that actually has 3 steps going up into the cab. And of course, what else makes it unique is in an unmodded game, you can't buy it until you're level 10. Now, I have a mod called Just Play, and I can buy any truck I want as long as I have the money for it, even at level 1. So I could have bought this at level 1 no problem, but the reality is that you cannot buy it in an unmodded game until you're level 10, which I think is really, really strange in terms of the Renault, you know. If you want to drive Renaults, you got to wait till level 10 before you can get to basically their probably best truck. Now, this isn't the best version of that truck, but I think the Renault Magnum Excellence is actually better than the Renault Premium. And again, that's just personal opinion. So it's interesting that, you know, there's not a lower version of this that you can buy, or this isn't available from level 1, or, you know, whatever, so that you can start out with, well, this truck. I mean, why not? So let's take a look at the truck real quick. And Renault trucks. Any dealership will do because we're going to look online. And here it is right here. It's a Magnum chassis 4x2 Excellence with a left-handed steering wheel. It has a 440 horsepower engine base, 323 kilowatts at 2,200 newton meters at 1,020 RPM to 1,400 RPM. That's actually a little high, but not much. That's not too high. You know, on the other hand, you look at the Renault Premium, its 380 horsepower engine can get 1,800 newton meters out of 950 RPM. So it's not a huge jump between the 380 and the 440. So, you know, why not just make it a 380 engine and then drop this down into where you could buy it from the beginning? That's what I don't understand. But anyways, 2,200 newton meters at 1,020 to 1,400 RPMs. It's got an OptiDrive R gearbox, and it carries 800 plus 400 liters of fuel. $141,290 to start with. Well, as always, let's see what we can find to haul. Now, this one I'm not going to limit so much the distance. I am going to go by route length, because I don't want to go too long on this one, but I'm not going to too much limit the distance, and I don't want to limit the tonnage too much. This goes in a completely different direction, but it's only 405 kilometers drive distance. That goes the right way, but that's actually way too short. Let's just take a look on the next page, see what we can come up with. 659 kilometers at 25 tons. It looks like an impressive load to haul, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks like an impressive load to haul. It's a little bit further, but we'll take it anyways, because I'm pretty sure we can cut down the time on it. Boing. And of course, we have the standard tan on light brown interior for Renault, which is always very nice. Let's not back into the fence. Make sure we don't do that. Now, the Renault the Magnum actually has a nice sound to it. Has good acceleration when driving empty. It's got really decent vision. It really does. It's got a nice big windshield that you can see out of. It's a narrow truck though, as you can see. It's pretty slimmed down. It's definitely a thin truck as well, but it's very pleasing interior. The mirrors are nice, although be it a bit small. They're a little hard to see. They're tall, but they're a little bit narrow. But the payoff to that, of course, is that you get a really good side view when you're turning. You get a really excellent side view when driving, so that's really cool. And there's the load right there. We're just going to pull out. We're not going to worry about it. There we go. Man, this container's gross. I don't get it. Gross container. Looks more like looks like more of an enclosed generator to me. Now again, the Renault Magnum does suffer the same issue as the Renault Premium, is that you can't upgrade the chassis. So it's actually a damn good thing that it's a stable truck to begin with. Really nice starting pull, but can we make the full... Okay, yeah, we got it. Now, of course, the one thing I don't like about the Renaults, well, there's two things. Number one, this bar, because the whole window doesn't open. The window's huge, so it's like only that section actually opens up. So when you look out the side window, you get that bar right in your face. But that's not too bad, because you can take kind of an angled look at it and overcome that. The other thing I don't like about the Renault, of course, is that front view mirror, the same thing as the Premium. It's set over top, right almost in front of you as the driver. So it actually can be distracting rather than being off to the side. So that's something I'm not overly fond of. But other than that, that's really the only issues I have with the truck. Well, the dashboard, much like the Premium, is kind of hard to read. The speed display, the digital speed display, is easy enough to read. And on higher resolution, the tachometer gauge is actually easy to read. Really good braking power on this truck, by the way. Really strong braking power. But again, the display on the side, the temperature and fuel and whatnot, it's really tiny red, so it's actually really hard to read. And I'm not overly fond about that. You know, they could have made a better display. I mean, to me, like, the Scania has the best display in the game. Everything's big, bold, and simple to read. You know, even with the lights on, it just lights up a little bit more. All right, green light. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now, you may not quite think it, but you actually can tell the difference of where you're sitting in the truck in terms of driving. Much like the Renault Premium felt like I was riding really low, the Renault Magnum is just the opposite. It feels like I'm riding really damn high. And it actually kind of gives you a false sense of when your truck's going to actually tip, which can be really aggravating until you get used to it. Now, we're not taking this at 60 because we couldn't get that fast, but 53, and as you can see, even at 53, she comes around the corner real nice. We're going to end at 31 kilometers. Not too bad, especially we're hauling, if I recall right, 25 tons. Correct. Yes, 25 tons. So we are hauling 25 tons. Loan installment. Not a big deal. Really good acceleration for 440, 2200 Newton meters at we're just going to call it 1,000 RPM, because quite honestly, the extra 20 RPM is not going to make that huge of a difference. I almost bought a Renault, I got to be honest with you. But when I went to check out the Magnum, now we're going to hit this a little bit faster so I can show you stability. We hit this at 70, right around 73. As you can see, it's not even threatening to go over. We're at 60 coming around that corner. So despite its appearance that it should be a tall and unstable truck, it's not. The reality is, I think the balance is off. The reason that the cab looks the way it does is that the engine is actually set low, and then the upper portion of the cab is actually set completely over the engine. So it actually helps lower the center of gravity on the chassis. So the top part of the truck, the part that you actually sit in, is in reality quite light. So it doesn't actually contribute that much into the truck rolling over. And I think that's really neat if that's true. I actually haven't looked into it in reality. But I almost bought a Renault. But the reason I didn't, I don't know if I finished that thought or not, the reason I didn't buy a Renault was because when I went to buy the Magnum, because it's what I wanted, I realized I couldn't buy it till I was level 10, changed my mind. I'm like, whatever truck I buy, I want to stick with. And I'm not going to want to buy a premium. Premium's a decent truck. It's a good truck, like I said before, but I didn't want a premium. I wanted a Magnum. So I ended up whoa, 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 whoa. Damn. Toll booths. Me and toll booths. It's always toll booths. Still, not bad, all things considered. We almost stopped in time. God. It's so embarrassing to do that. It's hard commentating and keeping going while not getting involved into the drive itself. I mean by getting involved is you just kind of get hooked in driving and you don't pay close attention to the things closer to you. So trying to keep a commentary, not getting lost in the driving, and making sure you pay attention to things like that is actually really difficult until I learn to do it better. You think after 7 episodes I would actually start learning? Nope. Not at all. Alright, so a fairly good climb here, and we're actually gaining speed. So, to give you an idea, we're not gaining speed at a great rate, but we're still gaining speed. So that's really strong for starting off in the basics. Even if it is a tween truck, as I call it. It's the only tween truck that you can only buy when you reach that point. As I said before, that's what makes it really, really strange. That's, that's why I don't quite understand, like, I salute people that can buy the Renault Premium and then maybe switch over to the Renault Magnum, because it's like, it's like anything. You grow attached to your vehicle. You grow really, really attached to your vehicle. Unless, of course, it like really, really sucks. Something like Iveco. No, I'm just playing. Iveco's a decent truck. It may start off a little slower, a little weaker, but it gets up there. It really actually does okay for everything that it has compared to the other trucks. But you get attached to your vehicles, and like my Scania right now, I'm like dying that somebody else, even if it is a computer generated person, the whole digital game and all that. I'm still like chomping at the bit that somebody else is driving my Scania right now, and I want my Scania. But I've also been enjoying the experience of driving all the other trucks and being able to show people and give them at least a little bit of information about how the trucks do and perform, and what they're all about and everything like that. So it has its ups and downs, I'll say that much. Renault's also a fairly quiet truck. There's definitely that, but it still actually has a decent sound. It's not as quiet as the Volvo is, but it's pretty close. I guess you could say it almost has like an SUV-ish feel to it, with the nice colored interior, the quieter sound. It almost has an SUV-ish feel to it rather than having a truck feel to it. But I don't know, when driving it I feel more truck than I do when I'm driving Volvo, and I can't truly explain it beyond that. So we handled that climb really well, and now we're down into the downhill. Going to lead us into a nice flat run. And that was a decent corner right there. We hit that right around 95, 96 kilometers, so really well on that corner right there. Well, see, that's why I said it's a strange thing about the Renaults. You can't upgrade their chassis to multi-wheel unless you mod in a multi-wheel chassis for Renaults. And they are out there. Whether they still work or not, I don't know, but they are out there. And you would think that because of that, they're truly unstable. No. I'm hauling a 25-ton load, and I'm hauling it at a good clip, and I'm very, very stable. I know I keep touching on this, but it remains to be repeated over and over, that despite only having like the 2x4 or 4x4 setup, that they can still haul right along with the big boys, you know? Well, haul along with the big boys isn't really fair. Speeding, I don't care. I don't care. It's not like I don't have $500,000 in the bank right now. I can buy any truck I want. I haven't straightened up my trucks either. I was waiting till I finish this Renault run till I straighten out my trucks and send them to other garages to make room for the other trucks that I'm going to buy. There's really good speed going here. You know, even though all the Euro trucks are cab overs, I still call the Renault out of all of them the rolling brick wall, just because by far it is the flattest front truck in the game, as you've seen, and it almost like doesn't have aerodynamics. I mean, calling any truck aerodynamic, even the newest ones built today in the US and whatnot, is kind of, you know, pushing things, but they're more aerodynamic than they've been. The Renault is it's a rolling brick in terms of appearance, but it's that uniqueness that also brings it its appeal. Every time, you know, like I said, I can watch a Renault driving by on the road, whether it's passing me, you know, coming up from behind, or it's passing me on the other side of the road, and I can like, oh, Renault, right away, because it has that such unique look to it, and I really, really think it's cool. I don't know how to explain it beyond that. I will probably get the Going East DLC this coming Thursday, or Wednesday evening even, but I'm not looking forward to updating, because I have to update Truck Sim map. I have to update that in order to be compatible with the Going East mod, and that's always dangerous. That is always dangerous when you update that mod, because several times I've started over is because I've updated that mod, and now I'm so far into this game, and I got so many things I want to do, I don't want to lose it. On the other hand, I could do a starting out. If I do have to restart, then I'll just do a starting out series. But the thing is that by now, a lot of people have already done, you know, starting out, and and even people that are coming into the game with the new DLC and the sales prices and all that. People coming into the game have already started out, already got their own basics down and everything, so you don't quite really need that. So I'm really hoping that when I do update to the newest Truck Sim update, that when I get the DLC, that everything goes smoothly. I'm like keeping my fingers crossed that that happens. And I think I'm going to have to update Just Play as well, which is why I haven't updated them yet. I could update them right now, and I may update them like tonight or tomorrow, all things depending. really nice haul going on here. Plenty of good speed, even though we're getting slight gradients. If that's still even the proper word, to be honest, I don't know. It sounds really cool. Alright, we got some uphill right here. We should be able to handle without much of an issue. Yeah, so I'm not like totally looking forward to updating everything, but I may run the updates. Basically what I'm waiting for is I think they have to update the Just Play mod, and there may be one other mod that they have to update. So I'm waiting to see that before I install anything, or at least hoping I see it before I install the new Truck Sim map. So hopefully everything will work smoothly. You know, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. The most often things I get fined for, somebody actually asked me that through a personal message. Is one of the things I most commonly get fined for, speeding. Easily the most common thing, unless I'm like really in a rush. As a matter of fact, here's that section I almost always get nailed on for speeding. But once I start doing the high-end trucks and I start hauling around in my Scania, we will be seeing different locales, shall we say. As a matter of fact, I'm doing one of my Scania vids next. You know, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to be buying the high-end trucks, but I'm going to be doing my Scania vids next, for sure. Or at least one. So this is a good transition over onto a new road and onto a single road. Yes, I saw the bunny. And you know, we're still hauling quite well. No issues. And oh, here comes our favorite section of town again. I apologize that the drives have been repetitive. At this point, even I'm looking at that going, fuck, do I really have to go buy this again? But this will hopefully be the last one, as I will be looking for different and longer routes when I do the high-end trucks. And definitely with my Scania, I'm going to be looking for some really difficult routes to haul the heavy loads. And I will probably upgrade my Scania's engine to the 730, which is the highest vanilla engine in the game. I do actually have a 1,000 horsepower engine waiting, but I don't want to install that till I'm level 25. Actually, I don't think I can until I'm level 25. Forgetting this is a light, not a yield, so almost another accident. Now, this, you know, what I really do like, though, like I've said about the Renault, is the side view. For turning, it's got a really side view. For looking out the side window, that bar, like I said, is annoying. But for turning, the Renault Magnum has probably the best turning view of any of the trucks, by far, which is something I really like about it. One of the things that almost made me buy it was that turning view. I'm just like, every time I look over, man, I'm like always surprised just how narrow like the cab is. That's pretty damn thin. Boink, hit the tree. We've been doing somewhat of a steady, slight climb, which is one of the reasons we're accelerating slower than normal. But we're still accelerating really well. So I've got no issues about that whatsoever. I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to finish this run without having to rest. Usually any runs that, you you know, clock in at about, I can usually push, depending on the truck and the load, at least with my Scania, I could usually push a good, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers, pretty close to 1,000 kilometers, depending on the road. Again, depending on the road and the truck and the load I'm hauling, a good 1,000 kilometers before I have to rest. So doing 650 on this one really shouldn't be an issue. It should be really simple to pull off. I always like watching pulling through toll booths for whatever reason. Look at that awesome look there. It's just really cool. Now, the interesting thing about the Renault is I don't know if you can buy the base premium, or the base excellence rather, without side skirts. As you saw in the truck, you go back in the video there, you'll see we had, yeah, I kind of risked that a little bit, but I wanted to keep momentum for this climb. Which we're handling very, very well. Very impressive performance. But yeah, I don't think you can, I lost my train of thought for a second. I don't think you can buy it without the side skirts. As you see there, covering the tanks on the side of the truck is the side skirts, and as I zigzag over the road because I, you know, can't drive unless I'm in the cab. I've tried driving from different views and I just can't do it. Like top over or next to the wheels or something like that. Like a lot of people, when they back up, they actually set their view to look backwards, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to be in the truck looking and backing up with the mirrors. If I try and do it any other way, it just doesn't work. So again, got a nice build up of speed here, 105 kilometers, and we are coming to an incline, little upgrade here, as I like to call it. It's very slight, but you can see it. And we're still accelerating. 108, 109. Can we hit 110? Can we hit 110 on the flat run? Yes, we can, or nearly flat. Actually, there. Now it's flat. I just set the cruise control for 110. I really don't want to go any faster. Can we zigzag? I think we can. We have to get off the highway. Damn it. This happens way too often, to be honest. We're going to take this a little bit hard run. Try and keep some momentum going without back-ending this car. And again, handling it really well. Now, I gotta wonder, I truly gotta wonder how this will hold up under a modded trailer. A trailer that is, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80 tons. Because hauling something like that makes a big difference. I was hauling 25 tons with my Scania set in a 2x4 setup with no issues. The second I hauled a 35-ton trailer, oh my god, I couldn't hit a good highway corner going any faster than 70. If I went 71, I started tipping over. And because the weight of the trailer, it actually took me a lot to recover. So I really had to get used to slowing down for corners. And the trip took me far longer than I thought it would. So I'm interested to pit the Renault versus a heavier load, but I wanted to stick with like a 25-ton standard because we're trying to stick again with inside the vanilla game. So that's really what we're looking for. Oh lordy, my back itches and my nose is stuffy. Now, the long braking you see here, I'm not actually braking at full capacity. I'm not slamming the brake down as hard as I can. I'm actually only at about maybe a little less than half braking power, and you see how well we stopped. Maybe I can get a quick back itch in here. Hey. Phew. Okay, that helped. I try not to sniff too much on microphone. It used to be a bad habit of mine when I first started, but sometimes, like that one, they get through. And yeah, our favorite toll booths again. There are many places in Europe I would love to live. You know, I make no hiding. There are plenty of places in Europe I'd love to go and hang out and stay for a while and whatnot. But God forbid the toll booths. I think I'd snap at some point if I had to go on a long trip. The interesting thing about like a lot of the trucks is you had like some forward leg room, you know, looking down here. The front of the truck was actually out a little bit. You look down here and it's like, no, the front of the truck is right there. You know, that tan wall, well, there's not much more beyond that. But again, this is some of the things that, for whatever reason, actually makes the Renault appealing. Driving one of the most unique, no, not one of the most, the most unique truck in the game. I definitely got to thank everybody for their feedback on this series and a surprising amount of support, whether vocal or silent, that I've gotten in it. I've been really, really happy with everything that's been going on. And when I heard that they're actually coming out with American Truck Simulator, I nearly lost it, because that truly tripped me out. And I realized, you know, the missed boat I had when I decided not to record Euro Truck Simulator as one of my series, because I'm thinking, well, how many people, you know, how much interest could there actually be in this game that I could actually do that? And apparently even starting extremely late, quite a bit. And I've been very, very grateful for that. And I'm actually looking forward to American Truck Simulator coming out because I can start fresh. Oops, wrong direction. You know, I can start right at the beginning, going through the vanilla game, the vanilla trucks, starter trucks, getting your own company, leveling up, and things like that. And then I can actually even continue it into mods, trailer mods, truck mods, things like that. And I can really be, you know, kind of like a source of information for the game. And I'm really, truly looking forward to that. I want that more than you could ever imagine. So I'm like dying for that game to come out now. You know, even if per se I don't get the support on American Truck Sim when it comes out versus getting the support that I've been getting for Euro Truck Sim, I'm still looking forward to it, and I'll still do that. It's not too much further now. Only about 114 kilometers to go, and dropping quickly because we've been keeping a really nice clip with the truck. And it says an hour and 45 minutes game time. Bit of an uphill here, but again, we're just going to handle it like a champ, like we've been doing with everything else. I really don't see an issue. Don't do it. I was actually waiting for that when I saw him pull up, and I kind of figured the game would screw me like that. 60 kilometers? Yeah, let's see if we can just buzz through here at full speed. I was actually worried that that was going to happen. Shit, I probably just damaged the load too. You can tell I'm having fun driving the truck when I just like do silly stuff. Once we get a little bit more of a straightaway, I'll check the integrity of the load. Speeding! Alright, woohoo! Rack up them fines. I really should stop. But I'm just really enjoying driving the Renault, man. There's no other way to put it. Ooh! What the hell just happened? What the hell just happened there? Wow! I didn't touch or do anything, and suddenly my truck just took a hard veer left. I didn't want to shift gears either. Amazingly, the load says it's fine, but I don't know. We could be getting a false return on that. 4% damage to the truck itself. Wow. What the hell was that? That just tripped me out. That truly just tripped me the hell out. I didn't touch the steering at all. When I went to check the load, I actually took my thumb off the steering because that's the finger that I use. Maybe you guys saw what happened. You tell me. I don't know. Maybe my trailer got hooked up on the guardrail and just yanked me to the side. Man, I've had some bumps and some silly stuff go on, but nothing like that. Wow. If that were real life, I'd be truly fucked right now, and so would about every other car on the other side of the highway at the time. Okay, that was... I actually call that embarrassing when I let something like that happen. Man, jeez. That'll sober me up. Even game-wise, that'll sober me up. You're having a little too much... The game was like, oh, you're having this much fun that you're just gonna just blow through everything, huh? Yeah, well, screw you. Yanked me into the guardrail. Wow. I think I might have clipped the guardrail with the trailer, and that's what yanked me over, and I just didn't see it. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can truly think of that happened. Man. That's actually depressing. Still, we shall soldier on, because we must. We're fairly close to our destination anyways. Got a bit of a decent climb going on here, down to 11th gear. We're actually dropping speed pretty hard, but that's okay. All the way to just under 40 kilometers, but again, it's alright. I think I'm going to want to be over... I don't know how well I'm going to be able to back this trailer in because it's actually going to block my view of the stall. I have another trailer, although I haven't seen it. I'm not even sure if it's still working. It may have been overwritten. Big cylinder trailer I think you've seen before I put in the new mods. Big cylindrical trailer, which I think is being overwritten. And if I could remember which one it was, I'd take it out anyways. Because all the mods I have are actually better. And I used to not be able to back that trailer in very well. Sometimes not at all, just because I couldn't see where to back in. And I couldn't do it from a different view. It was impossible. So, and this might fall under that same category. You tell that I've come down off that high a little bit of driving the Renault and just blowing around curves and stuff. You can tell I've come down off that since that fluke hook to the left that ran me into all that stuff, man. Well, hopefully it didn't screw up the trailer too much. Hopefully. Because even though it says 0, it may not be modded in to show just how damaged the trailer really is. You know, that is a time will tell kind of thing. There's a recruitment agency here and probably a dealership by the looks of it that I'm going to most likely grab really quick. You can see the symbol for parking already flipping around over there. We actually made it before it got too dark, which is nice. Oh God. I think I know this back in. This is not going to be fun. Oh, well, actually, no, not too bad because it's right here. So, as long as we don't clip anything, we can almost go completely straight, I think. Yeah, see, I can't see very well. Nope, not that way. Yeah, we're off. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off just because I can't see where the markers are. We might have it. Ooh, we got it! Nice. Alright, how bad we do? No, we got excellent. We did. So despite that insanely hard pull that pulled us right up onto the guardrail, our trailer actually came out okay with no damage. That's really, really nice. So there you go, folks. I'm just going to go quickly grab those 2 question marks while I'm here. And yeah, I'll do them on camera rather than just have the truck spinning around. So there you go, folks. This is the Renault Magnum Excellence, and it truly does live up to that name. The Magnum Monkier really kind of fits it. It's a very dynamic truck, and surprisingly so when you think about what it is and how it looks. Don't let it fool you to thinking, you know, it's not going to be a great truck because it's extra tall, it's going to be unstable. No, it's not. It's as stable as... It's actually probably the most stable 2x4 truck that you'll find. Period. And it's got a great hauling power straight out from the shop. So, or straight out from the lot, I should say. So, it's a really awesome truck overall. Yes, I know you're tired. I know. Shut up. Here we go. And then we're going to travel back one last time. Company manager, truck manager, and we're getting in our Scania. Yes. So, yeah, don't let it fool you of just how powerful and stable the Renault Magnum is. If you like Renault, it is definitely worth getting that truck over the premium, in truth, because I actually feel it's better than the premium. You may ask how. I don't know. It's just, I can't describe it. There's just something about the Magnum that if you're going with Renault, you'll probably want to kick over to the Magnum once you get high enough and have the money for it. I definitely wouldn't deny it. But that's going to be it for this one, folks. When we next come back, I'm going to start hauling, start at least doing one haul with my Scania here, a heavy trailer. I believe there's a 50, a 67, and a 75 ton. And again, like I said, I got to go find that 80 ton trailer and see if that still works. I'm going to go find those, and hopefully they do. Hopefully it does. And I'm going to haul those over some hopefully long distances and tough roads. But until then, folks, that's going to be me done for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you, despite climbing a guardrail. Until next time, this is One Big Bugger signing out. Oh yes, do not forget to please rate, comment, and subscribe if you would be so kind. And I'll see you next time.